Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Searchlight Town Advisory Board meeting, January 10th, 2024. Just a quick disclaimer, this meeting will be recorded and posted on the Searchlight Town Advisory Board unofficial YouTube channel. No items on the agenda will be taken out of order. The board may combine two or more agenda items for consideration. The board may remove an item from the agenda or delay discussion relating to an item at any time. No action may be taken on any matter not listed on the posted agenda. All planning and zoning matters heard at this meeting are forwarded to the board or of County Commissioners Zoning Commission or the Clark County Planning Commission for final action. Please turn off or mute all cell phones and other electronic devices. Please take all private conversations outside the room. And turn mine off. With a 48-hour advance request, a sign language interpreter or other reasonable efforts to assist and accommodate persons with physical disabilities may be made available by calling 702-455-3530 and the other Relay Nevada toll-free numbers listed on your agenda. Supporting material provided to the board members for this meeting may be requested from Tammy Harris at 702-298-0828. Supporting material will also be available at the Clark County Department of Administrative Services, 500 South Grand Central Parkway, 6th floor, Las Vegas, Nevada. Supporting material will also be available on the county's website at clarkcountynv.gov/searchlight tab. Board members, Kyle Myers, Chairperson, James Allen, Vice Chairperson, Kim Colton and Kayla McGinnis, Secretary Tammy Harris, and County Liaison Mark Moskowitz. And at this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order. And please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. This time we'll take care of roll call. Kyle Myers here. James Allen.
Here.
Kim Colton is absent. And Kayla McGinnis.
Here.
Okay, and moving on to the public comment period. This is a period devoted to comments by the general public about items on this agenda. No discussion, action, or vote may be taken on this agenda item. You will be afforded the opportunity to speak on individual public hearing items at the time they are presented. If you wish to speak to the board about items within its jurisdiction but not appearing on this agenda, you must wait until the comments by the general public period listed at the end of this agenda. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Please step up to the speaker's podium. If applicable, clearly state your name and address, and please spell your last name for the record. If any member of the board wishes to extend the length of a presentation, this will be done by the chairperson of the board by majority vote. Any public comments? No one's coming forward. Moving forward to approval of the minutes for December 13th, 2023. And I'd like to motion that we approve the minutes from December 13th, 2023.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval of the minutes. And approval of the agenda for January 10th, 2024, and hold, combine, or delete any items. I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to approve of the agenda for January 10th, 2024.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval of the agenda. And moving forward to informational items. Informational item number 1. Receive a report and updates from the South County Liaison Mark Moskowitz regarding updates on Clark County resources and any other updates from Clark County.
Thank you. First, I just want to say Happy New Year to everyone. And with that, I want to let everyone know in the Laughlin Regional Government Center, the first Wednesday of every month, we have Nevada Legal Services there. So I know it's a new year, some things might be changing. So they're there. You can from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every first Wednesday of the month. And while they're there, also business license from Clark County has a remote office there as well. So if you're looking to start a new business or have any questions, they're kind of work there together, which is very helpful. Second thing I want to let you know about is we have Commissioner Knapp's newsletter in the back. As always, this has a lot of good information about the community and things that are going on. We can always send it to you electronically, so just contact our office if you'd like to be added to the list. And my last update, I know we've had very successful animal clinic vaccination clinics here in Searchlight. I want to let you know if anyone missed the one we had in September, we'll be doing one in Laughlin on Saturday, February 3rd from 11 to 1 p.m. at the Spirit Mountain Activity Center parking lot. So if you want to bring your pets down there, come to the one in Laughlin. We will be doing the one in Searchlight like we do yearly. That's more towards the end of the year around September. So, but if you have any needs that are coming up, please stop by on Saturday, February 3rd. So, and with that, those are all my updates.
Thank you, Mark. Do I have any questions from the board? Okay. Anything from the audience? Okay. All right. And moving forward to item number 2, receive a report from Metro Police regarding activity and statistics during the past month and other area crime concerns.
Hello, Officer Chris Jeter, that's Jeter. Police officer Metro for now over 23 years. Okay, Searchlight, calls for service, December 2023 is 37. From last year. What's that? How about now? Okay, great. Okay, calls for service for Searchlight, December 2023 is 37. From last year was 33, which is a 12.12 increase. Number of citations is going to be 17. Domestic violence 0. You had 5 adult arrests. Calls from Terrible Beauty Motel. It's going to be last year of 2, this year of 4, and 2 from BB Motel and 1 December. First call, civil matter regarding customer refusing to pay a tab. That was at Terrible's. Assisted with a citizen and welfare check. Third call, civil matter regarding dispute over jackpot. Fourth call was auto burglary and the BB Motel, which we arrested as subject for attempt murder. I don't know if you guys know about that or not, if you guys are privy to that, but we had a guy, he was in custody, and there was a dispute over one person that was dating 2 women of another person. So there was a fight that ensued weeks before that, so this person decided to take matters into his own hands and bought a shotgun, saw off the barrel, and used it in the commission of the crime. So he was an ex-felon, he is an ex-felon, so we booked him for assault with a deadly weapon with intent to commit murder, attempted murder, and also ex-felon possession of a short barrel shotgun, ex-felon possession of a firearm. But he's out now, but his court date's coming back up. Looked like he skipped out of town, which the U.S. Marshal will take here pretty soon, hopefully. And so a couple more things I want to talk to you guys about. There was a comment that was made at the last session that we're not doing enough in Searchlight. So I want to kind of explain to you exactly what 3 officers per squad has the responsibility of. And that responsibility is over 3,000 square miles. That encompasses everything from the shooting range out on 95 all the way to Nelson's Landing, into Searchlight, down to the California border at Nipton. We have Calmagari, Palm Gardens, everything down 95 to the U.S.-California border, back down to Searchlight, everything in the Arizona border, Needles Highway from the California border. We have all the rescues we have to take care of. That includes the folks that fall off the mountains or get lost or die in the mountains. We have to take care of that responsibility also with 3 officers. Including that, everything from broken down vehicles that occur on the backwood trails. So to let you guys know, sometimes I do take your words personal, because this is a very hard job. It's a job that's very, very hard to get, but very, very easy to lose if you do the right thing. And so understand when you see our stats and you think that, well, 17 is not enough, understand what 3 officers per shift have to do to keep this town and other townships safe. It is not an easy job. It's very, very hard. If anybody wants to, join the, take the oath and join the police department, I say go for it. But again, it's very, very hard to get. As for last week, New Year's Eve, it was my first New Year's Eve and Christmas off in 24 years. So I conned my wife into going out to the bar. A fight broke out and folks were asking me to step in. I'm gonna tell you my role when I'm off duty. I'm off duty completely. If I have a beer in my hand or a drink in my hand, I'm really off duty. My decisions can affect a lot of people, including my job, which is not gonna happen, including my way of life, which is not gonna happen. So understand that I will not get involved in any kind of skirmish that happened with two cowboys fighting over a girl. It's really not worth me getting involved in that. My job when I have a drink in my hand is to be a good witness. The only time I will take action if somebody comes into a bar with a gun with intent to harm or kill someone, whether I'm drinking or not, I have a responsibility to end that and take a life if I have to. So understand where I come from with this right here. This job, like I said before, every policy has a police officer's name on that. Every single policy within this department has someone's name on that. And I take that very seriously because guess what, folks? In 24 years, I am not on anyone's policy. Okay, and that's very hard to do. I've been to IAB maybe 3 times in my younger years. Nothing serious. Probably for, one guy, I called a guy big guy one time, which is an accolade for me. Big fella, how you doing? I say to everybody, we're this tall, that tall. So I went there for that, which was kind of silly. But another thing I was IAB for, some lady said that I did not belong on the west side of town. I belong on the east side of town, which is kind of funny, but nothing happened to that either. So the silliness that we have to go through this department. But I do my job right, folks. I do not take shortcuts. I will not break policy. I will not break policy for my kids. My wife will tell you 100%, I will not break policy or procedure for her. And that's big right there. So understand that because when I die, my wife has the option of receiving 100% of my retirement, 100%. Right? And for me to do something silly in a bar, it's not worth that, folks. It's not worth that. You guys are my priority out here, but I will only do what I have to do in case of emergency, but I will not embarrass myself or the department or the community for actions that are unbecoming. And that word right there by itself, for actions that are unbecoming, guess what that is, guys? That's immediate termination. Immediate termination. So you'll never catch Chris Jeter on a policy at all. All right? I'm not that type of guy, so understand if I don't get involved in a fight, if I have a beer in my hand, it's for a reason. It is policy, guys, and I won't break that. Okay? Any questions for me, please? Shoot away.
Any questions from the board?
Yeah, Chris, I have, maybe you could clarify this. I know there's been discussion about a house in town, people, whatever, we've all heard it over on Encinitas. Can you clarify property owner rights
Sure.
versus code violation versus police action?
Sure.
Thank you.
So everybody, this house right here, the homeowner allows folks to get in his house for rent-free, basically. That is his, will, his desire. That is not a police issue. I cannot go to anyone's house and kick them out or escort them out to the desert. It is the same thing if you invite somebody to your house and they set up a residency for 30 days. You get upset and you say, hey, I want them out. Guess what, guys? You have to go through the eviction process. That is a must. So I have no jurisdiction whatsoever. The house is messy, I understand that, but I can't force anyone to clean up their house. That's more of a code enforcement issue for them to take care of that matter. Mr. Taylor, he's here. You want to jump up here and do your little number? Because we work together, we do not work separate. There is no, we're going to pit Metro against the constable's office. We don't do that here. We work hand in hand. Another issue, and I'll get back to your issue in 1 second, please. Another issue folks have been complaining about, there's not enough officer presence in Searchlight, so we stepped it up here big time. It is a little bit disheartening when we hear comments about, well, you guys are, now you guys shining lights in our houses or whatnot. Understand me, at 5 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock at night, it's very dark outside. There's not a whole lot of light. If you want me to patrol up here, guess what, folks? My lights will be on to see what's going on in your driveways or your backyards. And that's one time my lights are on, because I cannot see. We do not have night vision goggles or anything like that to kind of see what's going on in your backyard. So trust me, we're here to help. But like I said before, some folks are complaining about our lights are too bright. Our lights are shining into their house. And if I go by your house, it's just for me to see things. I'm not trying to snoop or peek, nothing like that. Neither is any other officer on this department. But we have a job to do to keep you guys safe. We're going to do everything we possibly can to do that. But understand that if you want our services out here, guys, we got to turn our lights on. We can't see in the middle of the night. So back to your question, my friend. Yeah, so the house is messy. That is not a Metro issue. Okay. Somebody mentioned that they're selling drugs out of that house. I can tell you 110%, I know every single drug dealer in this town. I know exactly what they're doing and what they're selling. My job as a police officer, and per this policy right here, right, is to cultivate CIs. That is department policy, right? And so when I cultivate a CI, that is a person, I cultivate more than one, because I can't trust that person, so I have to have another person to watch that person. So we got one person watching this person, I have another person to watch the other person, so it's a vicious triangle, right? And so understand that, I know, the department knows, so it's my job to compile a file, and yes, we do have files on every single drug dealer in Searchlight. It's my job as a police officer to turn that file over to narcotics so they can do their job. And that's what we do here. I'll tell you guys right now, we're very, very good at our jobs. Narcotics is very, very good at their jobs. So understand me, we do a pretty good job of recognizing who are selling narcotics. When I came up here a couple years ago, I asked for help. And a lot of folks, you know, and I get it, I understand, people are afraid, you know, of that, but I understand. So, in my opinion, everybody in this town has a worth, whether that worth is 2.2 million or $0. And I tell you right now, those $0 people know more what goes on in this town and other towns than anybody else. So I have to rely on those folks right there. So some people might say, hey, Chris, you know, you're letting these guys go. I've never let anyone go from committing a crime, right? That's not how this whole program works. So folks can't commit crimes, all right, and then walk away. I don't do that. I arrest everybody that I can possibly arrest that commits a crime. Now, if that crime does not go reported, then guess what, guys? It just didn't happen, right? Because I cannot make up something that's never happened. So unless somebody reports a crime.
Officer Jeter, could we hear from the constable regarding insidious?
Yeah, give me 1 second. So somebody needs to report the crime that is happening, and that's how we do things right there, okay? All right, this is our constable, Kenny Taylor.
How's everyone doing tonight? So basically some of the issues that have come about just on the tenancy and stuff like that, as far as people staying there, so that you guys realize, a lot of the evictions we do about 100 a week right now. A lot of them are family members, which is unfortunate. But what happens is a lot of people feel sorry for someone, so they let them stay there. Once you invite them to stay there, they're there. And so a lot of those usually turn out to be evictions. So even if it's a family member or just a friend wants to crash for a couple days, well, 2 months later, he's had tenancy there. So it doesn't have to have a power bill, doesn't have a gas bill, none of those things as people believe. Once they're there, you invited them in, you invited them to stay. And so in Henderson and Vegas, we get a lot of that where we get people who come for other reasons, but not to get into that. But anyways, one of the issues that's been brought to my attention is people with their mobile homes parked on private property. The thing of it is if there is a vehicle parked on private property, I have no authority to remove that vehicle. If it's on a public roadway or a public easement, that's a whole nother story. I can tag that vehicle and/or tow it, depending on the situation. But if it's on private property without the authorized owner giving me authorization to tow, there's nothing I can do. There is some things that I'm working on now as far as some forms and stuff for people who live out of state to have fifth wheels and stuff removed that are parked there. I am working actively with A&G Towing. One of the issues they've had out here is people call them to tow, say, an abandoned motorhome or something like that. And when they get there, the vehicle is so old and not of any value, the company loses a lot of money by towing those. And sometimes people have received refusals, I guess, from the tow company. So I'm working with them now to try to see if we can come with a resolution for that. But once again, if a vehicle is parked and abandoned on a private property, there's nothing that I can do or Metro. Only if it's on a public roadway or whatnot.
So are you officially the constable of Searchlight now?
I am the constable of Searchlight.
Okay.
So
Would you be able to leave your cards for people to be able to contact you?
I've left them before the last town meeting I was here. I don't know if I brought any, but I'll go out and look in the vehicle. I think I have some in there. But yeah, if there's anything I can help you with, I want to do everything that we can. And like Jeter said, we work closely together with Metro since we're a county office as well. So anytime we can assist them, we will, because they do assist us as well, which they will be tomorrow. So anyways,
Thank you.
Any other questions or? Yes, ma'am.
Where if they're parked on an access road, it's not really illegal?
You'd have to call my office and let me know where that location is, and then I could look into it and see if there's any questionable things as far as legality goes. But usually there's not. Primarily, it's just the public roadways, which we had a motor home and a trailer that was parked over here off of Main, and that there was parked there illegally, and so sometimes we have to get code enforcement involved as well, which then they get an abundance of fines. And that's one of the things too, I think the public needs to realize that if someone has a real dirty place or it's not being kept up and stuff like that, code enforcement is your best avenue, because their fines are incredible and they'll get you to do some things, so clean things up. Any other questions?
Any other questions out there for Metro or the constable?
Is there a difference between somebody who has a motorhome on their property as opposed to somebody who drove there and dumped it there? That's illegal dumping or?
Yes,
Right.
once again, that's private property, so if the owner of that property calls and gives us authorization, we can actually have that vehicle removed. But I can't just go on there, it's like I can't come to your house and go into your driveway and just tow your car. That's your private property.
What about the person that dumped it there? Are they liable for a crime?
The tow company will go after them, that's another thing, is you can.
No, criminally.
Criminally, well, they're criminally trespassing,
Well, they're illegally dumping
yeah,
a car.
and that's a code enforcement. They handle the illegal dumping.
The property owner has given somebody authorization to remove those vehicles if they're still not being removed.
Who's not removing them?
Well, for instance, on Encinitas, there's a motorhome and a school bus, and they've been moving all over town, and the property owner has said, that they're trespassing, and they're still there,
Have them call my office.
okay? If you call dispatch.
Okay. Yeah, and if it's a lawful tow, I have no problem towing them. So I'll be very frank.
I don't understand why these people aren't being cited. Why aren't they being cited for trespassing? If they're just,
That I do not know,
okay,
because I can cite them as well, or
okay.
they can cite us that, but,
Oh, geez.
yeah, like I said, I'm willing to work with you guys and do what I can to help you, just same as Metro has, and, we want to work together and be partners in this, so,
Okay, I'll take your word.
okay.
Any other questions out there? All right.
All right,
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right, item number 3, receive a report from Kim Colton, Searchlight Volunteer Fire District regarding calls for service during the past month and other fire prevention issues. I don't believe Kim provided a report tonight, okay. So moving on to item number 4, receive a report from Sandra Yasinchak with Justice Court regarding statistics and other activities during the past month.
Hello. Sandra Sunshine, Searchlight Justice Court. This report is for December 2023. Our court calendar contained of 18 arraignments, 16 status checks. We did 16 hearings altogether, not to include walk-ins from traffic court. Actions taken, filings, I put a new one in here. So new civil citations filed were 143. December's kind of a slower month compared to the rest of the months. But new traffic misdemeanors, 49. Probable cause I put in here. Probable cause is it's like a complaint, a formal complaint from the DA, which they just have enough sufficient evidence to go forth, and then they get arrested, kind of like an indictment process. New criminal complaint, 6. Cases closed, 203. Felt like 2,000. Criminal, our court dates, criminal court dates are January 16th and 30th. Traffic court dates, January 30th and 31st. All court dates open to the public and begin at 10. Any questions?
Any questions from the board?
Sandy, on your civil citations, can you give us an idea of what the majority of that is, or is it just so varied, or
It's speeding.
speeding? Okay.
Yeah, it's basic speed anywhere between 10 to 30 over. After they go 30 and 31 to 40 over, it becomes criminal. So those are the criminal citations. The other ones are both now into this civil infraction.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions from the public? All right, thank you, Sandy. Item number 5, receive a report from Kathy Flanagan with Las Vegas Valley Water District regarding the status of the water system.
Hi, good evening. So water use for December 2023 was 2,660,000 gallons. When we compare that to December of '22, when your use was 3,400,000 gallons, we've seen a reduction of 740,000 gallons. As always, good job. There were no main breaks or service line leaks to report. And I think Aaron had a few words.
Aaron Gamble. So again, temperatures are starting to drop. We're starting to see some frozen pipes in other areas. So please winterize your homes, disconnect any garden hoses you still have attached to hose bibs. It's a great way for that cold just to trace right back up into your home. Don't want to have something broken. We still keep track of the leak reports, and we still may occasionally get those automated phone calls. We do try to reach out if it stays, and we continue to see that on there. We've reached out to a couple of residents and made contact with them in person. So yeah, please look out for your neighbors' houses. If you see water spraying up in the air, please just give us a call. We'll get somebody down here to shut it off or try to make contact, or just go to your neighbor's house and let them know they're leaking. So that's all I have.
Any questions from the board? Any questions out there for Kathy or Aaron? All right, thank you guys.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
You too. And item number 6, receive a report from Sue Bishop, Senior Operations Supervisor with Southern Nevada Transit Coalition. She couldn't make it tonight. Get her rescheduled. Item number 7, receive a report from Will Smith and Clark County Water Reclamation District regarding the status of the wastewater system and water usage. Will is not here. Kayla, would you like to read that one?
Sure. So for December of 2023, we treated an average of 39,000 gallons per day. December 2022 had treated an average of 39,000 gallons per day. Flow remained the same per day from last year at this time. There's no sewer service complaints for the month of December, 0 call before you dig tickets, and on the back you will see the influent monthly flow comparison.
Thank you, Kayla. Item number 8, receive a report from Parks and Recreation regarding the status of programs and upcoming activities.
Alon Bobrick, Park County Parks and Recreation. For December, for Searchlight, we had 6 programs, 183 visits. That does include our holiday party, that's why it's a little bit higher. Calnavari, 5 programs, 37 visits. As far as the recreation specialist position, I don't know if I told you guys last month, but we did put an offer out to someone. They did not want to make the drive down here, so they declined. So we will be posting that job again. Probably won't be for another 2 to 3 weeks, but if you guys know anybody that would be interested, it's 4/10s, Tuesday through Friday. Let me know.
Thank you, Alan. Is there any questions from the board? Any from the public? Thanks again, Alan.
Thank you.
Item number 9, receive a report from Michelle Brown with Searchlight Betterment Organization. Michelle is not here tonight. I'll go ahead and provide the report. This past year, we've been working on the completion of several projects. The first was the lights on the flag box. The lights have finally been installed and are working. We are having a couple issues, but they will be corrected soon. Another is the artificial grass on the bocce ball court. We were supposed to get that done with the AARP grant, but due to time restrictions with COVID, that part of it was cut out. So we're just finally finishing our loose end with that project. It'll be installed this Friday, weather permitting. The bus stop signage has been repaired, and we are now looking to install a corkboard in the center of the west side for public announcements. Our taco nights have continued to be a great success and has allowed us to help the VFW purchase flags and poles for Highway 95, Cottonwood Cove Road, and Main Street. Our next Taco Tuesday is coming up soon. It'll be held at the Senior Center on January 16th. Tacos are $2, and a complete meal of 2 tacos, beans, chips, and salsa for $6. Eat there or take it home. Come out and join us. We have purchased marquee lettering that will be used to post community meetings on the lighted community sign attached to the youth center. This will start the beginning of February. Hopefully, all that drive by will read the sign and become better informed of community events. Our annual toy drive and holiday party was a big bang. Thank you to Lieutenant Rogers and family and staff for all the help. Without them coordinating and pulling off a well-organized event, it wouldn't have been possible. Equinox Gold always comes through with lots of gifts, and we are very grateful to them as well. We are currently discussing projects for this year. Our meetings are the second Monday of each month at the Senior Center. Most months it is scheduled at 4 p.m., but due to other commitments of board members, the time has changed occasionally to 5. Notice is sent out by text to all participants that came to the previous month's meeting. We encourage all Searchlight residents to come to our meetings and let us know what you would like to see us help improve in our community. Our annual membership drive will start March 1st, and anyone wishing to become a member, please contact Michelle at 702-912-6275. Thank you. Any questions from the board? Okay. Any questions from the public? Okay, thank you. Item 10, receive a report from Kelly Lure, Southern Clark County Coordinator with UNR Extension regarding the status of programs and upcoming activities.
Good evening. I'm Kelly. We have hired a new community-based instructor who will begin programming in both Searchlight and Laughlin, and I'd like to introduce you to Devin Tillman, if she can wave to everybody. Her background is in early childhood education, tutoring, counseling, as well as gardening, so she's gonna be a great fit here in this community, and she's a great asset to the university. Devin and I began a 4-H after-school club on Wednesdays last week. We had 5 students from Reed Elementary that showed up last week, and we had 10 today. So we were informed that we had almost the entire school at 4-H club, which is so wonderful. We're excited to facilitate that. So we started with coding and robotics, and we plan on implementing astronomy, physical and health education curriculum, as well as junior master gardening concepts soon to coordinate with the upcoming garden that'll go in the back. We also look forward to partnering with the library on the summer reading program. Devin and I both have educational backgrounds, and so we're excited to implement some creative programming ideas involving sight words and phonics and vocabulary and storytelling, and boost some reading literacy as well. We met with the elementary school administrator, the new principal, and she's very excited to have us on board, and we let her know that we're also a good resource for classroom teachers as well, and we can implement that in our 4-H curriculum. We continue to seek volunteers for the community garden that's going to be located behind the center. We're in the process of pricing fencing and soil and garden bed material, as well as discussing design concepts and finding funding for it. We're excited to start growing cool weather vegetables in the near future, and we look forward to as many hands in the community as possible to fill the beds and lighten the load of the work involved. And we also would like to discuss the visions and the future this community has for a true community garden in Searchlight. The UNR Horticulture Department has a guest speaker coming to Laughlin, which anybody in Searchlight is invited to. It is a free event. It is on February 17th at 11 a.m. at the Laughlin Library. And it will only require a signed waiver because Dr. M.L. Robinson is going to bring some live specimens, and he wants to make sure that everybody's safe. So Devin and I dropped off some informational flyers here and in Kalamavari this week. I was just informed that there's a center there too, and so I need to get them information and invite them to all the things that we're offering as well. My office received radon kits a couple weeks ago. It is National Radon Awareness Month. If Searchlight residents are interested in pursuing the testing, I'm going to leave some free kits, and I wanted to leave them with Michelle, and she's not here tonight, so I'll stop by again and leave some in her office here at the community center. But I do have some with me tonight if you wanted to see what's involved. It's free, and I can show you how they're sent out, and there's some literature in the back table also that talks about radon. It's an odorless gas, and so if anybody has older residents, it seeps up from the soil and the foundation. And so if you're interested in maybe taking part in that and sending it out, it takes about 2 weeks for the process, and they'll send you the results back. And the county offices are adamant about as many people that need them, these free kits. And so if we need more for the town of Searchlight, let me know. My number is a Laughlin number, but you can call it and leave me word, and I can drop off more kits. And that number is 702-299-1333. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Any questions from the board?
James, I'm going to tell you that Viola, I'm from Cal Lutheran, so you say no more.
Well, happy to have you out here anyway. Doing a great job.
Did anybody out there have any questions for Kelly? Okay. Thanks again, Kelly. Alrighty, so moving on to item number 11, receive a report from Tyler Young with Searchlight Library regarding current and upcoming programs.
Hello, I'm Tyler Young, manager of the Searchlight Library. So for this month, we do have our sewing club is continuing. That's 11 to 1 p.m. We have a declutter program that my assistant, Michael Chapman, will be running for everybody. It's a fun workshop. Come stop by. We'll have materials for you to check out if you don't have enough information from him. We also have our Artisans Club continuing. That's on the 25th. And we have our book club still going on. That's going to be on the 27th, and that's an after-hours program. It's going to be 2 to 3 p.m. I'd also like to mention that we do have Winter Challenge going on currently. That's for adults and kids, so anybody can join. It's just 5 hours in January. Everybody gets a prize. Currently, what we know is that adults have a chance to win a $50 Amazon gift card. So that newspapers, magazines, subtitles. As long as you're reading, just come back, let me know. I have some flyers in the back over there as a bookmark. You just fill in the little circles, 20 minutes each time. I do all the hard work. You just read, bring the flyer to me, I take care of the rest. So, not too much. We do have state park passes as well at the library for 2024. This will give you free entry to any state park. We have 2 available at the library. There are no holds. First come, first served basis. So just come on up. We have one available. You can check it out. If you don't have a library card, we'll sign you up and you can get that pass and head on out. And we do have one program I want to mention. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for the Searchlight folks here. I've partnered with one of our district-wide library staff. They're going to bring a Save Your Family History. This will let you either look up your genealogy or help transfer any old videotapes you might have to CD or any new media. So they'll be here on February 15th at 11 a.m. I do have flyers for that on the back table here as well. And that concludes what I have. Any questions?
Any questions from the board? Do we have any out there from the public? Alrighty, thank you very much, Tyler. Item number 12, receive a report from Kyle Myers regarding current road conditions and public works concerns. I have nothing to report this month, but we'll take any concerns from the board, from the public.
Kyle, I
From the
did
board?
have a question. There's some construction going on Main Street there, paved road with, I think the owner is Searchlight Storage. Have you heard anything?
On the 95.
Yeah, have you heard? It doesn't look like landscaping permitting is being done, but maybe I just don't know, but it doesn't seem to be.
From what I understand, not many people have heard from these folks that have done that on the property. I was talking to Mark prior to the meeting about me reaching out to maybe bring him to a future meeting and discuss what their plans are and et cetera. But outside of that, I have no idea.
Yeah, I just did a state license search, and they do have a state license, but I didn't see one from Clark County. And so I was concerned that we're getting back into the fast eddies. Yeah, again, I'm like,
Right.
well, here we go, and now it's
I
closer
don't-
to the highways.
I don't blame you. I absolutely understand that.
There's no county permits that I've seen on our side, so Yeah, we would like to see those if they go through the county process, so.
Yeah, so we're gonna, do what we can to invite him out, and hopefully I can have a conversation with him.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else?
I do actually watch a quick update. A resident actually in Laughlin reached out to me regarding, I believe it's on Hobson, the pedestrian crosswalk that flashes. He said, is it on Hobson, is that right?
Yes.
That it was not flashing completely. I reached out to MDOT, to Victor, who came in December. His team's gonna go look at it, so you might see that one get a little brighter. I don't know which direction it was, but supposedly he said one wasn't as bright, so that's just a quick update for you.
Now that you mentioned that, the speed limit sign, the electronic one, has finally been fixed as well.
That is correct,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm standing right with something. Kidding.
Yeah, when Victor came down, things got done, and thank goodness, so.
Right, thank Victor.
Not just him, but all of us putting pressure on him.
Right. All right, so moving on to item number 13, announcements of upcoming neighborhood meetings and county or community meetings and events. Sure, please step up to the speaker's podium.
Sorry I was not here last month, but I know there's some questions on the status for the Community Watch program. So we have got, I believe it's 6 now. That will be the team captains throughout Searchlight. And we have Renee and another person who's in charge of the Community Watch through Metro. They are coming out on the 26th of January. That will be for the team captains only. And then once we've done that meeting, we'll get all the information, and then we'll pass that information around and then post it on the Searchlight Facebook page, so everybody has the information, the contacts, and what they need for that program to get started. But that will get started on the 26th of January. Any questions?
Any questions regarding the Neighborhood Watch program? Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
I think
you.
it's actually, they've said to call it Community Watch now, so.
Potato.
Yep.
Alrighty, announcement, accepting application for the Searchlight Town Advisory Board. Please submit applications by 5:30 p.m. on January 16th, 2024. Flyer and applications are on the back table. For concerns or questions, please contact Clark County Administrative Office at 702-298-0828 or Tammy Harris at tammy.harris@clarkcountynv.gov. And moving on to our planning and zoning item. ZC 230820, County of Clark Fire Department zone change to reclassify a 0.2 acre portion of a 1.3 acre site from RS 5.2 residential single family zone to public facility zone for an existing public facility, park and fire station, generally located on the south side of Hill Street and the east side of Lincoln Street within Searchlight.
Good evening, John Advent. I'm with Clark County Real Property Management Design and Construction, presenting on behalf of this item. So Searchlight Town Park consists of 3 separate parcels, kind of a jigsaw. The main parcel is zone PF, and when we researched the property, we discovered that 2 remnant parcels are zoned residential. So in an effort to clean up the parcel and get all of the APNs conforming to public use, or public facility, we're putting in for a zone change for this. And it'll clean those up and get all the zoning consistent with the main use of the park.
Was that just like an oversight from years ago or something?
So, yeah, we were trying to figure out if maybe it was an oversight back in the day. It just
Right.
never, we were looking at it and we just go, wait a minute, these are residential, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's probably one of the easiest zoning items I've ever seen.
Right?
But, I'd like to, does anybody have any comments on this proposed zoning change? Anything from the board?
There was some discussion about the fire station being retrofitted or modernized or enlarged or something. Is this part of that process initially going forward, or?
This is
Can you
not
speak to
related to
that?
that. We did receive a request from the fire department, and we prepared estimates for that for capital consideration, funding consideration. I believe we're looking at a grant for some of that work as well. But budgets have been put together. I think they're just kind of going through that review process.
Okay, I wasn't sure if, at first, if the 0.2 acres were going to be used by the new facility, or the park might be smaller, or,
The two parcels are separate from the buildings.
I see, okay, well, in the future.
Right. On that, would you possibly be able to speak on that at all? Like, would that proposed project take away any of the park area, or would it be the same footprint?
Same footprint,
Same footprint,
absolutely, yeah. So what kind of spurred that is we were reviewing a park maintenance project, and that came across. So it wouldn't change any use or size of the park, it's just to conform the zoning so that we're all PF across the board.
Perfect. Okay. Well, guys, if any other questions regarding the zoning item? Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and motion to approve of the zoning change to reclassify the 0.2 acre portion of a 1.3 acre site from residential single family zone to public facility zone for an existing public facility. Park and fire station generally located on the south side of Hill Street and the east side of Lincoln Street within Searchlight. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. Thank you very much. General business, we don't have any tonight. So moving on to comments by the general public. Period devoted to comments by the general public about matters relevant to the board's jurisdiction will be held. No discussion, action, or vote may be taken on this agenda item. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Please step up to the speaker's podium if applicable. Clearly state your name and address, and please spell your last name for the record. If any member of the board wishes to extend the length of a presentation, this will be done by the chairperson of the board by majority vote.
Natalie Jeter, Jeter, and this is just an update from the Friends of Avicme for the National Monument. So there we continue with the first Saturday cleanups. They're out at walking box rants. They generally are from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So there was one this last Saturday, and then those are every first Saturday of the month, and those will continue with the weather throughout the winter, weather permitting. The only times we don't have those are usually July and August, just because it's too hot out there. And we also have our website is now up and running. That is friendsofavicme.org. And thank you to all those within the community. There's a number of people that have already joined the organization and donated, so we appreciate that on the new National Monument. There will also be an anniversary celebration that will happen for the designation of the monument. It's the anniversary. Will be Saturday, April 13th, and we're in the process of working out what exactly will be involved with that. There'll be a portion that will be here at the community center. I've already worked with Michelle to get that scheduled, likely between 1 and 4. We'll give more details as that approaches with specifics on that. Looking at some other fun things around it, some events out at Walking Bucks Ranch, possibly a community hike. So I'll have a lot more details on that as it gets closer, and after we've determined what to do for that schedule. So, any questions?
And thank you, Natalie.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else out there?
Good evening, everybody, and Happy New Year. Luis Blancarte, Director of Community Relations for Equinox Gold. Address is 980 American Pacific Drive, Suite 102, Henderson. Wanted just to update you on December 2nd. We had our second cactus adoption day out at Walking Box Ranch. We had about 50 people that showed up adopting various types of cactus. They could take up to 5, either 5 of the same, 5 any combination. It was a good turnout, a lot better than the first time, and I hope that the next time it will be even better yet. I also wanted to just let you know that in the next couple days I'll be meeting with Michelle Brown. This in order to present her with a $10,000 check for the Searchlight Betterment Organization. We know that these dollars will go to good use in the community, and so we are very happy to be able to sponsor. We look forward to partnering up with future projects. I try to be at all these meetings when I can and make myself available afterwards. If you have any questions about anything that we are involved with, happy to answer your questions. Thank you, and once again, Happy New Year to all.
I just have one item to add. When we did, because it was Friends of May that we were out there walking lots and did the event together, so I believe they are going to try to time another cactus giveaway with the celebration that's happening that weekend in April.
Correct, and we are hoping that not only does that date match, but also our experts say that that's a good time for transplanting, because we try to do everything possible to improve the possibility of these transplants being successful. And so let's keep our fingers crossed and we can make that celebration better. Thank you.
Just like to thank Equinox Gold for being such a great partner to this community.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, I hear some clapping. Let's get some clapping going. Is there anybody else out there? Comments by the general public? Okay. So our next meeting date is February 14th, 2024, and I would like to motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Oh, well, we'll see you on Valentine's Day. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks for coming, everybody.